Hey, good morning, guys. So the drip nature of these country-by-country tariff negotiations will continue today after the president posted overnight that at least 7 more countries should get letters today laying out the new tariff rate that all of their exports to the U.S. will face unless they strike a deal by August 1st. So we have to wait to see what those are. But one trading partner that remains something of an open question is the European Union. After Trump spoke with EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen on Sunday, EU officials have continued to say they'd like to strike a deal this week. But President Trump yesterday suggested that might not be close. He said he was about 2 days away from sending the EU a letter.
They've treated us very badly. They were among the toughest to deal with. Actually, in many respects, they were much worse than China. Look at what they do to our companies. They sue Apple. They sue Google. $17 billion they got from Apple on a lawsuit that they didn't have a case.
So amid all the understandable focus on these country-specific tariffs, guys, the sectoral tariffs are the ones that pack more of a punch. They're more legally binding. They're generally higher rates. And we could now be close on 3 of these 7 ongoing investigations. The president and Commerce Secretary Lutnick said yesterday they're planning 50% tariffs on copper imports that could be finalized as soon as today. We're watching for that. Those would be in effect, they say, by the end of the month. Trump also said he's considering 200% tariffs on pharmaceutical imports. And Lutnick said both that probe and the one into semiconductors should wrap up by August. So, guys, all of that paves the way for more sectoral tariffs soon after that. Guys.
Megan, in terms of copper, is this something that the U.S. could be self-reliant on if we automatically go up to 50% tariffs? Or do you see any pathway for carve-outs for big importers of copper, such as Chile and other countries?
That's going to be the big question. The U.S. has some copper, but I'm not sure that our domestic supply would be enough. What the Trump administration is doing with this is saying they want us to build up our domestic supply so that we are entirely self-reliant. A 50% tariff is exceedingly steep, but it is what we've seen him already do with steel and aluminum, another area where we're pretty dependent, at least at this point, on imports. So the biggest question is going to be carve-outs. We know in the first term, countries have fought for exemptions. Even when we have a copper supply, we might not have the specific copper products or the downstream products, I should say. We might not make them here. And so there are a lot of questions about that. Historically, though, exemption processes have been time-consuming, expensive, and hard to navigate. So we'll have to see where that goes.
Yeah, copper, of course, lower on those headlines. Megan, thank you.